cranberry sauce. Come on. Oh. You can't have Thanksgiving without cranberry sauce. It's such an important staple as a side ingredient. So we're gonna make a perfect cranberry sauce. What is a perfect cranberry sauce to me? Well, it shouldn't be too sweet or too acidic. It needs to be right down the middle. Also, a perfect cranberry sauce, in my opinion, should have a beautiful, vibrant color where it's not overcooked, where the flavor is gonna dull, and it's gonna look a little bit brown and muted. We're actually gonna use orange, fresh orange. That's gonna support the flavors of the cranberry. So we're gonna use the oils on the outside and the zest, and then the beautiful flesh and flavor on the inside. So don't add water to your cranberry sauces here. We're gonna add orange to it. Great technique, doesn't mean more time. This is as simple as a normal cranberry sauce, but the flavor is gonna be way better. So we're gonna start with the zest of it. Cranberries are full of pectin, but there's actually even more pectin in orange peel. So it's gonna help fortify it a little bit. This is super exciting. So you could actually just straight up peel the outside of the orange and put it in there, but I like using the microplane because it reduces the amount of pith that you're gonna actually add, which is gonna add even more bitterness. But I feel like there's already enough bitters and tannins already in the cranberries, so we wanna reduce that. So we're gonna be using 2 oranges. This is gonna yield about a pint of cranberry sauce. You can scale it up if you want using the tools on ChefSteps. It smells so good. Love it. So that's enough. Does it need to be perfect? You can do all of this by hand on a table with a knife, chopping it up. It will be a little bit messy, but the benefit of using a food processor, it's cleaner and you're gonna be able to save all the juices because we don't wanna be adding water to our cranberry sauce. That's just diluting the flavor. We wanna be adding flavorful ingredients such as an orange or a grapefruit. So now we're gonna remove the pith, take off the ends. So when I'm removing the pith, I always like to do the first cut where this is the point of reference. So what I'm actually looking at is this line here. So I'm gonna be chasing that down. This is gonna help with a better yield. I like doing it this way because it's a fun technique. I don't know, whenever I'm cooking, it's an opportunity to just refine a skill. So I have fun with it. Whack these up a little bit so they fit in the food processor easy. Boom. All right, nothing precious about this. We're just beating it up. Let's see where we're at. Save all the juices. We're not using water. We're using orange juice. It's kind of got like a thin marmalade-like texture. We got our lovely orange. This is our base liquid that's gonna be supporting the flavor of the cranberry. So we're gonna add our cinnamon. Pinch of salt, got our sugar, mix that up, start hydrating the sugar. So I like to mix these ingredients first before adding the cranberries because I like to be in control of the texture of the cranberry. A lot of times either you'll find like whole berries in your cranberry sauce or it's just completely mashed to nothing. I like to find a sweet middle ground in between. This is our base, but if you want to take it to the next step, I like to add a liqueur to it. Cointreau is my favorite because it's going to fortify the orange flavor. You can use an amaretto for a nice kind of peach pit vanilla flavor. So totally up to you, just a little bit, splash. All right, we got our cranberries. You can use fresh, frozen, you're going to get the same result. So once the cranberries are added, that's where I begin to get really gentle with the mixing. I don't want to beat them up too much. I want to keep the whole texture at the beginning because I can always beat it up a little bit later on to alter the texture. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Incoming. So we're going to start on medium-high heat, and it's going to be covered at the beginning once we reach a simmer. So it's going to go for about 5 minutes. That's going to cook the berries. Then we're going to remove the lid, and that's going to allow a lot of evaporation to happen. So at this point, the cranberries are fully cooked. Pectin's activated. Now we're just going to be reducing it down so that we have the right texture at room temperature or cold, depending on how you want to serve it. It's kind of cool with cranberries because they're so high in pectin, about 1% pectin, I believe. Once they're cooked, that pectin's going to be activated, and as it cools and evaporates, it's going to get even thicker and more concentrated. I like to be very gentle at this point because those cranberries are delicate. So all I'm looking for is making sure that I'm not scorching on the bottom. I'm looking good. You gotta watch the steam. Steam and smoke are 2 very different things and they act differently. So if you ever notice like a puff happening while there's steam evaporating, that means you have a scorching spot. So you need to quickly dump it out real quick. Don't scrape the bottom because then it's just going to spread the bitterness. Or if you drag the spatula, it doesn't quickly fill in with all the moisture. That means we're getting close. It's very jam-like, marmalade-esque. It's dealer's choice at this point. You can keep cooking it farther and it'll be even thicker at the table when you serve it because it's going to be thinner while it's hot. I like a thicker cranberry sauce because you have your plate, all your different little stuff. You got your rolls, you got your stuffing, you got your turkey, you got your green bean casserole. I want it to be able to sit in one spot and not pool everywhere. So I'm gonna call it and shut the heat off. All right, it's cooked. We got cranberry sauce. It's nice jammy. It's not too sweet, not too tart. Beautiful color too. So the thing at this point is you can serve it right away if you want. I always like to think about what is the temperature and texture you want with your meal. I'm gonna chill mine, like the texture of that, but you can also make this a week in advance. So just pop in the microwave, reheat it, your call. How you chill it is kind of up to you. I always prefer chilling over ice. You can just leave it room temperature for about 15 minutes, and then I like to spread it into a flat container in the fridge. That creates more surface area and it's gonna cool a lot faster. At this point, you might be tempted to mix it to help speed up the chilling, but I say don't do that because I don't want to disturb or break up these beautiful berries that we have. The cranberry sauce is at the texture I like. It's chilled. It's going to be nice and refreshing, supporting all these savory, warm ingredients at your Thanksgiving dinner. Packed and set up, nice and jammy. Look at that. It's got some body to it. Just putting a little love into it. This year, cranberry is not going to be an afterthought at your Thanksgiving dinner. To bring this to the next level, I like to add some ingredients to the top of it. I like to add pistachios for flavor, texture, color, and then a little bit of fresh orange zest. Because the orange is in there already, we know that, we got the Cointreau too, but fresh bitters from the oils on the zest is gonna be amazing. There you have it, perfect cranberry sauce. It's jammy, not too sweet, not too tart, beautiful texture, beautiful color. This is all you need at your Thanksgiving dinner. I feel like we eat cranberry sauce once a year, but if it's made right, it should be enjoyed throughout the year, whether it's in a milkshake or on your ice cream or in a turkey sandwich. Anjana made this for me. Boom. Look at that. That's a turkey sandwich with cranberry sauce. That's perfect.